Jacob's dream at Bethel, Genesis 28:10, 28, 22. The story of Jacob's dream at Bethel, as chronicled in Genesis 28:10, 22, is a profoundly symbolic and spiritually significant narrative that offers insights into themes of divine revelation, covenantal promise, and personal transformation. It unfolds against the backdrop of Jacob's journey into exile, following his deception of Isaac to obtain his brother Esau's blessing, and serves as a pivotal moment in Jacob's life and relationship with God. The narrative begins with Jacob departing from his family's home in Beersheba and journeying towards Haran, the homeland of his mother Rebekah's family. As night falls, Jacob finds himself alone in the wilderness, weary and vulnerable, with only a stone for a pillow upon which to rest his head. In this moment of solitude and vulnerability, Jacob experiences a profound encounter with the divine as he falls asleep and dreams of a ladder extending from earth to heaven, with angels ascending and descending upon it. At the top of the ladder stands the Lord, who addresses Jacob and reaffirms the covenantal promises made to his grandfather Abraham and his father Isaac. In his dream, God assures Jacob of his presence and protection, promising to bless him and his descendants, to give them the land of Canaan as an inheritance, and to make them a great nation through whom all the families of the earth will be blessed. God's covenantal promise to Jacob echoes the promises made to Abraham and Isaac, reaffirming the continuity of the divine plan and Jacob's integral role within it. Upon awakening from his dream, Jacob is filled with awe and reverence, declaring, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." Genesis 28:16. Overwhelmed by the sacredness of the moment, Jacob consecrates the place where he slept, erecting a pillar of stone and anointing it with oil as a memorial to his encounter with God. In response to his profound experience, Jacob makes a solemn vow to the Lord, pledging his allegiance and devotion in exchange for God's protection and provision on his journey. He promises to worship and honor God, to tithe a portion of his possessions, and to return to Bethel to fulfill his vow if God will be with him and keep him on his journey. The narrative concludes with Jacob continuing his journey to Haran, carrying with him the assurance of God's presence and the promise of his covenantal blessing. Inspired by his encounter with God at Bethel, Jacob embarks on a transformative journey of faith and obedience, guided by the knowledge that he is the chosen vessel through whom God's redemptive purposes will be fulfilled. In summary, the story of Jacob's dream at Bethel in Genesis 28:10, 22 is a profoundly symbolic and spiritually significant narrative that explores themes of divine revelation, covenantal promise, and personal transformation. It serves as a pivotal moment in Jacob's life and relationship with God, marking the beginning of his journey into exile and his role as the patriarch of the Israelite nation. Through Jacob's encounter with God at Bethel, the narrative invites readers to reflect on the sacredness of divine revelation, the continuity of God's covenantal promises, and the transformative power of encountering the divine presence.